Meet Candy and her husband Akshay. They run a restaurant called The Turning Peel in Portland, Oregon. They are a husband and wife duo who make a sourdough Neapolitan pizza. They are exploding in the pizza scene in Portland, and we wanted to approach them and create a one-day documentary. For 12 hours, we followed them from dough prep to all the way to dinner service. We were able to capture a very observational documentary on what exactly goes on between a wife and a husband that own and run a restaurant. Before even starting the pre-production, I was able to find this couple just through Instagram, as well as going to their restaurant to dine, and I talked to them a few times and told them what I did. When the time was right, I messaged them and asked them if they wanted to be part of this project. They did not pay me, and I pitched to them that I would love to create a story piece behind what goes on making a restaurant. From there, I got the okay. In the creative development, I looked for inspiration and projects that really showcased what I wanted to create. From there, I was able to figure out a style I created in pre-production, as well as the creative development on what exactly I wanted to create. I wanted to create an observational documentary that showcased the working dynamics between two restaurant owners. I wanted to shoot it in a 4:3 aspect ratio, as well as all locked down on the shots. With the sound design, I wanted the conversations and the world of this restaurant to flow in and out and guide us through this viewing experience. So with this inspiration in mind, I was able to create a cinematography as well as a film guideline. So after I created all of the guidelines, I brought on my team. I brought on a director of photography as well as a gaffer. Because we knew that this style was very intentional, I had to explain to my DP what exactly we were doing. From extensive meetings, we talked about what would be our challenges and how do we solve our problems, as well as how do we execute my creative vision. My director of photography really guided me. There were moments that I wanted overhead shots of Candy making pizza. He told me about what exactly do we need in the grip budget, as well as how long does it take. As our director, when you're asking about all these shots, you also really need to understand how long do these shots take and how long does it take to create and put up these shots. A few days before, we were able to go on a scout location to figure out exactly where are we shooting in these different elements of the film, as well as what are the technical things that we need. There were 3 moments that we were able to stage before lunch service, whether that was making the dough, rolling dough balls, or even making a few pizzas. We were able to create a very intentional lighting plan. From using tube lights to a soft key, we were able to get the shots that we needed. There was one moment that we were able to film outside, and we were able to bring a couple. We were able to intentionally light that scene because we had access to this restaurant patio. This was my first time making an observational documentary that was pulling from a very verite style. Some things that I learned is that with this style, everything is slow. From setting up the tripod to getting the right composition, you are really relying on your subject to do something in front of the camera. There are a lot of moments that you miss, but there are a lot of moments that you capture that are so impactful for the story that it just adds so much. What I find a lot in restaurant videography is that it's everywhere, but it's not very intentional. With this piece, I wanted to really showcase the character dynamic between Akshay and Candy. What we found in the pre-interview was that these two just opened their restaurant 6 months ago, and they are right now seeing a very high demand in their pizzas. I really wanted to direct a documentary that really focused on 2 people running a restaurant. And with this project, we were able to capture that, which was really cool. Another challenging aspect is going full observational. You are really staying at this location for a very long time. It was about a 12-hour day from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. and you're just filming and filming and just waiting for something to happen. But at the end of the day, for me, what I was trying to figure out is if this thing fails, I'm just gonna shoot the moments that we need as a commercial and create multiple 30-second cut downs for social media to show people that this is the imagery that we can create and this is the stories that we can tell in the future. So it wasn't all for a loss. And that's the thing that for instance, if you're doing a spec project, you need to notice the different shots that you want for your portfolio. You're not just shooting aimlessly on a spec project, for instance. You are really shooting something for a goal, and that goal is to move your portfolio forward. And if you're just shooting aimlessly, then I think you are just wasting your time, and you should really be focusing on a project that is going to propel you forward. It was such a special project for me that I learned so much, and I hope to do this style more because it's such a difficult but very rewarding style of documentary storytelling. And I hope for more of these projects with my clients as well as my documentary subjects.